We're trying to give it a couple more minutes for Tonya to get in here. Give me 1 second, guys.
Sounds good, man. Just enjoying the soundtrack.
Hi there.
Hi, Tonya. How's it going? Retweeting the room. Let's get it going. Kino Dao. I hope that the mint is going amazing.
What's going on, everybody? Tonya, she crypto. Kino Dao. Let's get this show on the road.
We're great. I just want to let everyone know we are live streaming live to 6 social networks. So when we open up the mic, just know that you're being live streamed. And besides being recorded, we're being live streamed. So disclaimer.
That's what's up. Let's go. What's going on, everybody? She crypto. It's a big day for you today, too, right?
Oh, yeah. Yep. Premiering. I wouldn't say premiering, but I was having a watch party for Legal Threat on Beam. So it's always good to tap in with people and show your art and show what you've been working on and what you've, accomplished. So it's a good thing. Positive vibes, good vibes all around. What's going on with Kino Dao with the whole mint thing? Oh, another thing about, right now, I guess it doesn't really matter. There's not too many people in here right now, but, you can win like an NFT and a Genesis pass for Flinch if you tap in and watch the whole film tonight. So that's pretty tight.
Yeah, that is pretty dope.
Now, what's going on with that mint? How's it going, brah?
What's going on? Mint is going well. We're just trucking along here. We got a lot of awesome people just like coming out. A lot of the people that we know and love, minting right now. Some new faces minting. It's awesome. It's like there's nothing like seeing your community start to form in like a material way.
Hell yeah. This is the future. Everybody's paving the way and like doing dope stuff, man. And it's such a pleasure to see everybody making their way.
Yeah, man. We had a lot of Neil's just talking about like all of our business model and about like his long-term vision of Kino Dao and of Film 3. And there's just so much potential in this space. It's like, whether it's an impact film or it's like realizing your passion project, it's there's so much value, there's so much need. Like, this is what the people want, like I think the people do want more Star Wars movies. Like I like Star Wars movies, but they also want independent original movies. And I'm just happy that like now we're living in a world where both can happen.
Absolutely. Like I'm just so excited where entertainment is going. I started out in the music business, started out as a musician, but I had so many ideas and so many things that I wanted to do, but it was like I was just boxed in. And with Web3 and the metaverse, I'm like able to branch out and do everything that I wanted to do. So with the Starseed brand, and we got our hand in everything, and it just feels good to see everything starting to come to fruition. And I'm glad for all my friends to be a part of it, people I'm working with, and it's just like I said, a pleasure to see everybody else doing the same thing, man. Got to root everybody on. Absolutely no room for hate in this space,
Yeah, I see you guys out here grinding. I was trying to explain to someone last night, like having dinner with a friend who's not in the space, um, explain to them actually both music and film NFTs. And what the I like you really have to simplify it to like a really high level when you're talking to someone who like the first question is what are NFTs and the second question is what are music NFTs. But the simplest way that I was describing it was, in the traditional industry, you had to work your ass off, be talented, and get lucky. And now with this, you can work your ass off and be talented. And so we're trying to take luck out of it.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Like the VR space, I'm so excited about the VR space as well. We just opened our first venue for the Starseed. It's called Starseed HQ. That's our first venue in Facebook Horizon Worlds. Our second venue is coming to Alt Space here soon, and yeah, it's just super exciting. I never thought it would come this fast as far as um, the technological upgrades and the everyday things we use as far as cell phones and video games and stuff like that. I never knew these headsets would be so dope. I remember the VR, the Google Cardboard stuff, and it was it was kind of cheesy and crappy, but uh, these new meta headsets, man, it's crazy. It's like astronauts. They have this thing called the overview effect, right? Like when they leave Earth and they hit the atmosphere and look back and see the planet, they have like this spiritual type of experience. They have it's called the overview effect because they realize what life is and how small they are compared to the whole collective. And I like to tell people like when you put these glasses on, it's kind of like the same thing because you immerse yourself. It's like you're in a totally different world until you take these glasses off, and then you kind of ask yourself. You have this type of uh, uh, crisis where you're like, yo, is this what reality really is? Like, am I just wearing these permanent glasses right now? But it's such a dope experience. I can't wait till everybody gets a pair and is able to experience VR the way it's supposed to be experienced.
Yeah, it's hard to go back.
Yeah, I think I like that kind of metaphor because really, we are kind of like active and interconnected in this microcosm of things, and we all kind of feed off of each other. And I think that's kind of like what Film 3 and blockchain is going to do for like the whole entire world. People are just not cognizant of it yet. And I see we have Marty. Thanks for tapping in, Marty. Marty is a legend. Magic School Bus, Goosebumps, and appreciate your presence. Let us know if you want to talk. We're just chopping it up with Kino Dao. They are minting, and I think that this is probably one of the kind of like an apex, as far as I'm concerned, as far as what we hope to do in Film 3 and blockchain technology, which is basically innovate access. And I feel like access is pretty much everything. Not just with art, but just with life. You need access to things to be able to flourish. So yeah, so if there's anything that you want to talk to Dow or Marty or anybody in this room, please step up. We'll keep retweeting and see if we can get some extra people, because I really want people to be able to take advantage to mint and to be able to have access and to be able to learn and to be able to grow, become better people and better artists, and be able to touch the world and change the world, because that's what I want to do. Like, I don't want to just make stuff and then just sit up there and look cute or whatever. I really want to feel like that I made a mark, that I made the world better for the people who are coming after me, because otherwise, what's the point of you living?
Absolutely. Very well
Yeah,
said.
I mean, we're like deep in an industry that has been formed over the last 100 years, and I was thinking about this the other day. Like, the first people in the film industry were just passionate about the medium, were bootstrapping film projects. Like, they're trying to just throw something together because they thought this was the future. And and they were right. Like, this is the film was the future and is the present, and now Film 3 is our future. And I kind of think like history kind of moves in cycles, and so now it's time for the independent people that are just passionate about the medium to try to come together and figure out a way that to make original projects again.
Evolution happens in every industry. We had to have seen it coming with film, because when the film industry first jumped off, they had the movies, the silent movies, the silent like slow movies where from the 1900s. Then it evolved to color, and it evolved to high definition and 3D. Now it's evolving again to like the metaverse and VR and the whole Web3 NFT scene. So we're right at the precipice, and we're pioneers. So got to take advantage of that. It's dope that we all are.
So Kino Dao, I know you guys have pretty much answered all of these questions probably over and over again. So I'm not really gonna ask any generic questions like what does an NFT do, and unless you guys want to break that down. But what does it mean for you and what you hope to do? As far as your life, in film, because obviously you must be interested or work in film. So Juju or Kino Dao or Marty or Howie or whoever wants to kind of articulate why is this important to you, and what do you what's the goal behind this for you?
Hey, thanks for having us again. It's always good to hear you guys' voices. Specifically for me, I spent the last all throughout college, so I want to say the last 5 years freelance filmmaking, and I was, bottom of the line in art department, and really was just feeling like my voice was never being heard. And especially, I always say this, but I am a woman and I am Asian, so you know, we have to work twice as hard to get heard. And I wasn't really feeling that sense of community in what I was doing, and just really like had no creative outlet. And so when Kino Dao came on my radar, I, completely jumped ship and quit freelancing to join this project because it's just something I truly believe in. And like when I started researching the tech behind the DAO, I was just like, this is it. This is the future. And I was like, I need to be a part of it and I want to.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, like, I guess I'll be honest. Like, I worked in the film industry for a long time, and got to the point where I was pretty disillusioned with it. Like, I had done the agency thing, I had done the international film sales thing, and like at the end of the day, like especially in international film sales, it was like a matter of hiring the right face so that it'll move the needle internationally, and so that you can do your international pre-sales. And it was just it wasn't about making quality content anymore. And so and then I hit the NFT craze, and I started thinking about what are ideas that I think could work here. And then after a certain point, I was just like, I'm done with film and I'm going to go full crypto. But then I started looking at like the marriage of these two ideas. And so once I came across Kino Dao, I was like, it collected. It was like, this makes perfect sense. Like, this is the opportunity that we've been looking for. So I was like hyped to get back into film, because it's like and I was out of it for like 6 months, but like the passion that I had when I first started is like has completely been restored, and now I'm just like excited to see where this goes.
Super excited. So I usually ask our guests this question when we at the beginning of every interview. Um, how did you actually make your way into the film industry? Like, did you go to film school? How did you get to where you are today?
So I went to this hinky dinky university in the middle of Indiana, and I really, working in film has never been on my radar, but I've always been artistic and creative, like musically. I play piano, so the arts have always spoken to me in a way. And I took one media class at my school, was hooked, and then that next semester I was able to PA on a feature film. And what was great about that film that I PA'd on was they kind of cycled us through the different departments on set. And I just fell in love with art department because I never had the itch to direct or write. So that's how I got started.
That's
Yeah,
awesome.
I went to college and graduated with like a double major in film and psych, and knew I was going to go into film, but definitely getting the foot in the door was always a struggle. My first job in the industry was America's Funniest Home Videos. I started as an intern there, and worked my way up into, and basically what I was doing was like they got sent massive amounts of content of people getting like kicked in the balls or whatever it is. Like it's 4th of July. I've been like thinking about all the fireworks cut downs that we would do with just like fireworks gone wrong. um and so we were just like editing, like it was just like a farm, like edit as much content and distribute it to like places like Yahoo and Amazon. And eventually I moved up and did a like short form content distribution, where I was like arranging the deals with those companies. But I always knew I wanted to work in film. So I won't go through my whole resume, but from there, I worked at an exhibitor, which was like doing doing film openings, which was a blast, and seeing people who really were scrapping to try to get their movies made. And then, did some like studios, agency. Like you really just have to like build, like to work in this industry. It's like so much building on top of like one small job that's shitty to the next one until you finally are not doing one of those. So that was kind of my process.
For sure. I don't think people realize how hard you have to grind to be in the film industry. Like it's one thing after another, 12 to 16-hour days, lots of physical labor, like people never realize.
America's Funniest Home Videos, that used to be my show. Like even when I remember when it first came on, I think it might have been late '80s. That was one of our shows that we would watch and eat dinner with as a family, and that show just was so awesome. But when YouTube, like the tube sites came out, it's kind of like America's Funniest Home Videos and Candid Camera and stuff like that kind of died out because all the funny videos hit YouTube and the other tube sites. So yeah, but
I
that's
mean,
cool you say that.
that was like, yeah, I mean, that's certainly like, that's an example of a total disruption in the industry, where like the short form content started becoming totally user generated. um, and having the distribution platform was extremely democratic. Like it was widely available. Anybody could post their video on YouTube and go viral. And it was like a wake up call, I think, for America's Funniest. They're still around. They're kicking. It blows my mind that they are, because there is that direct competition. But it's, I think YouTube is a good example of like a stepping stone to what we're doing now.
It absolutely is. It changed the game for so many industries. Um, it's good. But yeah, YouTube. I never knew it
No,
was gonna be this big.
no, Geno, you started this platform with Tonya because you have a dream of like making a film or being a filmmaker, coming from being an accomplished musician. So, if there's anything that you would want to ask, like this would probably be advantageous to do so. As far as like advice, I know that you sent me some information on what you wanted to do with your feature film, and it seemed very interesting. And also for people joining the room, I'm going to be having a watch party legal threat on Beam 7:45, which will be coming up shortly. If you want to tap in, you can. Good Flinch Mob is basically, we're going to be giving away a free Genesis pass, which means you'll be a studio executive if you win this NFT studio pass and also a free NFT as well. And I'll probably throw in a little something myself. So yeah, Kino Dao, love what you guys are doing. Been tapping in with you guys from the beginning, and I feel like it's an integral part of what we are trying to do, all family in the name of art. So Geno and Tonya, you guys take it away. You guys have been phenomenal. I love how you guys ask questions that are really personal, because that at the end of the day, it's about the human condition, and that's what it's about. It's about making things better. So when people need to feel like they matter, and so you guys do a great job with that. So yeah, hi Geno, hi Film Frico, and,
Thank
and
you,
everybody
Crypto.
else in the
So at Starseed Film and Music, what I wanted to do, I wanted to take people, from the ground level that have awesome ideas, that have awesome content, maybe their first time ever writing a script, um, have the ability to reach out to people in the industry and make um, connections and contacts, and maybe get their films greenlit, or something like that, as opposed to having to go straight to Hollywood, um, um, meet people that might look at their content as, um, let's see, what's the word I'm looking for? I just wanted to make it a platform that's easier for people that's trying to get into the business. Um, I wanted to make it easier for them. So a lot of musicians, some of them want to cross over into the film business and vice versa. So with Starseed Film and Music, that's just basically what I'm trying to do here. I'm I'm kind of getting flustered because I got so many ideas running through my head at one time. Um, but as far as me, I have a script that I've been working on for about 10 years now, but I never kind of had the pathway. I never knew anybody in the film business. I had no idea of how to get this script greenlit. Could you give us advice, like up and coming on how to get their material to the people that could probably uh, give them an opportunity as far as getting their film distributed or greenlit?
Yeah,
That's
film three is. I think film three is definitely the way. I mean, like, it's a matter of building your community. Once you have like a built-in fan base or a built-in group of supporters, or other filmmakers, wherever that you're sourcing them from, like, you then will have opportunity to pull money and make content that you love.
What I've experienced is it really is all about community as far as Web3 and like the NFT film space. Um, a lot of people still don't know about it yet, as far as the on the music side and the film side. But what I've experienced, just from the 1st of January, it really all about it, like building your Discord, um, making a presence on Twitter, maybe even IG, Reddit. It's all about community. It was a lot harder before. I thought writing a script and trying to make a movie and stuff like that. I was like, oh man, this is a shot in the dark. I don't even know what to do next. I don't know who to get my stuff to. But we've only been at this for about since January, and I've met so many people in the industry that have given me tips and help, yeah, that have been helpful to the cause. I think Web3 is such a stepping stool. So um, I like to see people like you, Marty, what Marty's doing with the with his platform. You guys are really helping people like us. You see what I'm saying? And it's truly a blessing to know you guys.
So if you tie in the NFTs and the actual use case and utility for Kino Dao minting a pass, since this is what we're celebrating today, if anybody wants to articulate or take it away for that, so people who are listening who haven't minted yet, you let them know.
Yeah, today's the day that we dropped our Kino Pass, which is going to be the inner circle of our community. So on a broad level, we will be doing a primary mint that will be a mass amount of NFTs that will be giving people the opportunity to join the community with governance tokens. And right now we're doing this early mint, and that involves getting 2 of the primary mint Kino passes or Kino DAO NFTs. In addition to whitelist, or I'm sorry, allow lists for projects that we do in the future, allow lists for partnerships that we put together. It gives access. I think like one of the most important things in this space is educating, because like you have to kind of think about like, what does a studio actually do for people, and they do quite a bit, right? They provide access to distribution. They are experts in the marketing space. Like they know the formula, and they've mastered the formula, and so that's why they're taking the huge cut that they're taking. And so we want to be that education platform. We want to have that network of whether it's like traditional distribution.
Okay, so this
platform. So if you're part of,
I don't
Is
know.
it getting rubbed a little bit?
Am I rugging or is he rugging?
I don't know. Kino, are you still there?
I'll shoot him a text and let him know that his sound is messed up.
No one can hear me?
Now we can.
Okay. All right, I can hear. I heard everything you guys said, so I know that I was rugging for a while there. But I
okay, so so this pass, to be clear for people who are listening, this pass, if you were to mint today, what would it afford you to be able to, say for someone like Geno who wants to make a film in the future? It will allow you to have governance, and it will allow you to vote on things in the future, or allow you to be a part of things, or to be able to buy other tokens. Just want to get some clarification.
Yeah, so it gives you allow list access to any projects and offerings that we do in the future. But I think the most important thing is that you get 2 free Kino DAO NFTs when we do our primary mint. And the benefit of those is those come with governance tokens, and they're tiered. There's 3 tiers. So obviously, like the more of those you buy, the higher odds you have of getting a highest tier token, and then you have the highest amount of governance. And the benefit of the governance is that you have the opportunity to offer your scripts. We're sourcing our scripts from anywhere that we can, and because like there's no point in closing off any avenue when there's talent everywhere. So we want our community to be able to provide scripts. We want our co-founder to be able to find industry scripts that are getting overlooked, and then we want to offer the community the opportunity to vote on scripts that they want to see. So holding this Kino Pass will get you those tokens that will get you governance tokens. In addition to that, we are providing education. So I don't want to sound like a broken record, because I don't know where I lost you guys just now, but more or less, the way I see it is studios do provide value to creatives. They provide distribution routes. They provide like marketing. And so by us having this tie to traditional film and knowing like the way that it has worked, we can provide that education to people. So we're not going to be taking the cut that studios take, but we're going to be offering education to all of our Kino Pass holders and access to industry professionals.
That's awesome, dude. That's exactly what this space needs, is that connection, that grassroots connection to people that, like I said, have no idea of what to do next, but they might have, the next avatar, or something like that, like a script. on hand, and so it's very admirable what you guys are doing. I love it.
Yeah, I mean, like I've done like the script reading development thing before, and the amount of great scripts that get thrown out because we just don't know how to market them is astounding, and it's depressing. And you know, I don't want great scripts to be thrown out anymore just because you haven't proven the concept out. That's why I like that, you know, like this democratization, because now it's like it doesn't necessarily mean automatically going to get made, but it does mean that once you talk to the people and you get a sense of what they actually want to see, you don't have to worry about that risk to the same degree because you already know that there is an audience for this.
Um, I forget their name. I hate forgetting people's name. But there was someone in the film industry that told me, um, it's cool to have a script, but also kind of make like a makeshift trailer or something you can present, like a visual that you can present to people to help get your point across. Would you also agree with that?
Yeah, I think I you know I like there's a lot of core team like mechanics that need to be discussed of what the process will be, but to me like something like a sizzle reel that allows people to like show the tone. You know, even like when I used to work at Fox, and um when we had movies being like pitched in development, it was like these great directors were showing a sizzle reel because you need to get a sense of what how the director sees the idea. It's like a script is great, but it doesn't really give you tone.
Yep, yep. That's what they said. So I did that about 7 years ago, and I got pretty good reception from that. So when people usually ask me, I also tell them to make that makeshift trailer. You know, it doesn't have to be perfect, just something that'll help you get your point across. Because not everybody reads scripts, and if they do, they might not, get it, get the idea, especially, you know, if it's super detailed, if the script is super long. Always have that on hand.
Yeah, and you know, like if you're a not successful filmmaker, like a first time filmmaker, and the way that it works right now is you pretty much have to. There are different ways to get discovered, and you know, if you were the number one person at your film school, that can help. Um, but the way that it often happens is you make a short film, you put it in a film festival, and you just pray that someone is going to come and talk to you after that movie, like you know, at some reception at that film festival. And you know, I just like that sitting and praying thing is just a pretty tough thing to get past when you can see like more empowerment in the film three industry.
I also believe that. That's the truth. Um,
So great. Can we? Hi, this is Tonya. I'm actually I've been a live streamer since February 2010, so it's really exciting for me to be part of this. And my brand is Social Chats SF. We've just been. I'm usually the media sponsor, so we want to sponsor the like the Geno and I met. It's kind of ironic because I've been sitting in NFTs since last year. The spaces is just sitting in, then started like getting involved, but never really got too much involved in. So I'm not a mentor. I'm just a publicist, communication specialist. But I see Web3 as like it's such a great opportunity, and also have sponsor Flip, which is the Fort Lauderdale Film Festival. So we were the media sponsor. So I just find it really interesting, especially now, with the pandemic and how a lot of people were shut down, they couldn't do much. And so what I've been doing just researching you guys. So I just pinned a bunch of stories and that I came across Jules. I guess he's your founder. Or can we
Yeah,
chat,
he's one of our founders.
yeah, can we chat a little bit about him and how did you guys get him to be involved since he's new to crypto?
Yeah, I mean, a quick background on Niels for anyone who doesn't know. He started out his career in like general marketing and things like that, and then he worked with Von Dutch back in the day when they were super big in like the early 2000s, late 90s, and then he started about 20 years ago. He started doing films, and the film he helped out with was, I believe it was Martin Scorsese's Silence. I think that was his first one, and since then he's done The Irishman. He's currently working on the upcoming Michael Mann biopic of Enzo Ferrari that stars Adam Driver. And basically, this project was Niels' idea. He met our other co-founder on the crypto side, Huey, and they basically just put their heads together and were like, oh, I do crypto, you do film, perfect marriage. And I don't want to like really speak for Niels, but working with him, he genuinely loves the community aspect of the crypto world, and that's really one of the main things that brought him into the space.
That's great. Yeah, you guys have a lot of. Usually, I sit and when we have someone come on, I usually sit and research them because I like to have real time because I'll be writing a blog about this and then I'll embed this into it so it just kind of like go with the stories. So I just thought it was really cool that you have someone that's been around and then he's getting into crypto and what a beautiful story of that is. And so can we talk a little bit about your NFT studio also?
Yeah, so really NFT Studios is kind of just the parent company that Kino Dao falls under. And whenever I go to like conferences and things and I'm kind of giving random people my little elevator pitch, I tell them that, NFT Studios is the movie production that we will work with alongside Niels's production company called No Fat Ego. And we will be part of that process, sharing scripts, curating film production, and Kino Dao acts as our board of advisors, and everything goes through them for approval.
That is really exciting, and because like Geno and I and She Crypto and I, we talk about this all the time because I see a lot of film festivals and I haven't seen the Fort Lauderdale down here yet or the Miami one, and I haven't seen the Palm Beach one yet. But I feel like the NFT aspect of it and creating that virtual VR, XR, and even like incorporating AR because when I sponsor a film festival, there's like it's not just a film festival; it's literally like a whole week long event, and like I figure out where I'm going to be, and then I send out my whole team, and we social media. That's all we do is just take pictures and social media and tag, and now this is going to be like a game changer because if you really think about it, the next type of film festival is going to have this type of XR, AR feeling, people can be wearing, my friends already got their glasses already and they're all excited about it because I can see this happening where, you going into a film festival, attending one to watch your favorite film, but how cool it is to actually see different things about the film, like come at you, even if you don't have glasses, you can use your phone. I mean, especially with snap camera and stuff. So, have you guys thought about that? Are you just focusing on only your platform now, but will you be doing stuff like that in the future?
I think for
Yeah,
now, we're just focused on getting the project up and running because what we've noticed, like the project was created last October around that area, and some people have said that we've been slow to get to this day to actually minting, but that's just because we wanted to make sure all the groundwork was laid out. And to put it lightly, the market is kind of, I always say this, the current market as a whole right now, like, yes, we're in a bear market, but also consumers right now are not mature enough for this type of structure that we're doing. Everyone is still kind of in the PFP phase. So for now, we're just focusing on getting the DAO up and running. But what you're saying about like VR, that's definitely something we would love to, get into at some point in the future.
Yeah,
I
I
would
mean,
reach
like
out to I'm sorry. I'm like so obsessed with Snap Camera because I've been like designing my own VR, my AR stuff because in my XR too. So the Snap Camera folks, they usually they're on Twitter Space all the time. You guys should try to jump on there and see. They did a whole thing with Chinatown, by the way, for the Year of the Tiger. So they did a whole thing about it. All the bookstores had like AR. So like if you just had your phone, you can see out the latest next upcoming thing or discounts. So I don't know. I just see you guys like collaborating with them. They're always looking to collaborate.
I think that's a brilliant idea. I think the amount of expansion is, like the sky's the limit. Like at the moment we need to focus on building a treasury so that we have like money that we can start circulating into and out of films and into the next one. But like, first of all, like the AR and VR just makes perfect sense. Like we're already in a metaverse based industry, so combining it with AR experiences just makes perfect sense. And they're actually probably isn't. I imagine that they're pretty expensive, but there isn't that much content that's out there. Like I have an Oculus, and you can go on like YouTube and see like the YouTube sponsored content, but like I'm starving for more, so I can't be alone in that. And yeah, I mean, I love to think about like what the future of Kino Dao be. Like I think about like VR uh, uh, movie theaters where we can start screening our own movies. And if you have family that lives across the country, you can go and see the movies together. So I like the possibilities within that space are just endless.
Yeah, I can't wait. I think the VR film festivals will be super awesome and an incredible experience. Um, I really see VR taking over. uh, uh, 2025, 2026. That's when we're really going to see the VR boom. But right now it's cool to be involved at such an um, early time. But it's
I
definitely the
believe
Yeah.
it's
future.
gonna happen at the end of this year.
Really?
Oh yeah, because I already like I wore my first glasses in 2015, so I experienced it. The people that I experienced it with, they started another whole project. It's in Arizona. They're all excited. I can't wait to be able to because they're one of where they can actually take your actual avatar instead of be a cartoon. They're making the avatar be your actual person. So they're working
I
on
heard
that.
about
So,
that.
yeah,
Where
those
they
are my
scan, it
friends.
scans your face. The glasses scan your face. I think that's supposed to be the new Oculus is coming out.
No, they already have glasses already. There's different companies have different glasses, just depending, what you're. It varies so much. I haven't had a chance to mess with it. These guys got it already. They're like taking pictures. They're sending me images on Facebook, and like I'm like since you're doing a lot with Facebook, you should. I'll send you the invite. They have the AR Spark program. That's how I
Hmm.
learned how to build my own AR and my own frame and stuff. And then they have the VR section too. But your best bet is to learn a little bit, and it's really simple. Once you figure out the layering effect, which is it's like the same thing as you do when you do a story, but just has it's a little bit more focus. But I would go and check it out. I think you can go in without an invite, but I can send you an invite and you can check it
Hey
out. Meet up with
guys.
a bunch of people.
Hey, I'm gonna be signing out now. I'm going to be screening the film just now. So if anyone's interested, you can tap in and you can possibly win a free Genesis Pass from Flinch NFT, the first franchise NFT movie, and also an NFT as well, and probably something extra for me as well. And I'm a part of the Flinch Mob and Film 3. So let's go. See you guys over there.
All right. Thanks, She
Bye, She
Crypto.
Crypto. I'll pop
See you
in
soon.
after this. We'll pop in.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah, I can geek out with you guys on AR and XR and VR.
Oh man,
All
I
day.
actually this past weekend I went with some friends to VR experience where we put on like haptic vests and we wore like motion capture wristbands, and you like see yourself moving into space. You could feel yourself being hit. It was like some
What?
crazy next level experience.
Wow. See, that's what I want to try out too. I'm so geeked up. I want to try that soon. So Kino Dao, so you guys are minting today. Is what's your next big project that you guys will be working on after the NFTs?
Well, in terms of Kino Dao, we have there's our film that we're currently working on. That's what we're launching with. Um, we'll have a drop of 15,000 NFTs. This is our like 500 drop, but we'll have a 15,000 NFT drop, and I am not exact. It's later this year. I don't have the actual date yet, um, but that's something to be excited for. That's like when we're really going to be blowing up our community. In addition to that, NFT Studios has some other projects going on, but I don't think I can talk about them quite yet.
Yeah, we are under multiple NDAs, but Niels' name will be popping up.
Nice. You guys are doing pretty big things, man. Sky's definitely not the limit for you guys.
And just to speak on A Wing and a Prayer super quick, we get this question a lot where people are wondering, oh, why are you guys doing a film already? Like, shouldn't the DAO vote on it? But our reasoning behind beginning production of the film at the same time as our main NFT launch is so that the DAO isn't left waiting for another year and a half, 2 years for the royalties to come back into the treasury. So this is a way for us to quickly
Nice.
move through production, post-production, and then get those funds back to the treasury to continue the cycle.
And what was the name of that film again?
A Wing and a Prayer.
A Wing and a.
It's a biopic about, oh man, I can't remember this guy's name, but it's a story of like perseverance and, kind of doing and successfully completing something when people said that you can't. Like one of those type of feel good movies. It's about the first man in the world who traveled around the world in one of those, I think Niels called it one of those bathtub planes.
It's a micro light plane.
Yeah.
Wow. What year did he fly around the world? A while ago, right?
You'll have to watch the movie. Honestly, I don't know the details. I actually haven't read the script myself yet, but I know Neil swears by it, so I'm excited to get into it.
The guy's name is Brian Milton.
Brian Milton.
Did we talk about utilities and merchandising yet?
Utilities within Kino Dao?
Yeah, within your project, because usually people like because I just picture you guys having, even though with a film, like each person, they usually have merch and stuff, and you're able to meet the producer, the actor, the whole team, and different things. So so you guys just do an NFT, then you have your DAO, right? So what are you guys offering us besides getting an NFT, and then what does that entail of the utility behind it? Would there be like dinner with your team, or it's
access to IRL events. It's VR set visits. It's I think, like, for me, the one that I'm most interested in is something that we're still working on, which is called conviction voting. Like a lot of projects have struggled to figure out ways to pay back the members of their community via the profits of the future. And so that's something like a lot of people have given up that fight and tried to figure out other ways to reward their communities. We're still working on conviction voting, which will involve, based on what you're voting on via the governance. If what you voted on ends up being the thing that is selected that the majority of the community wanted to do, you'll be entered into a drawing, and that drawing will have a variant amount of stablecoin rewards that are coming straight from the treasury. So we really want to pay back our community, because that's the way that I love. Like, that's one of the things that got me into this. So we're trying to work that out.
Yeah, and I just pinned a tweet at the top with a link to our most recently updated white paper with all the information about A Wing and a Prayer and the levels of tokens that people can get and their utility.
That's such a super creative way for your community to reach out to the VR set visit. That's so dope. I never heard of that before.
Yeah, that's like something that I really am into. I like the idea of just having like a VR camera on set and people can come and hang out, and maybe even interact with some of the people on set.
Wow, that's super innovative. I see so many people biting your idea, man. Why wouldn't they? That's super cool. VR set visits. Wow.
Yeah, I mean, like one of the like hurdles of having global communities is that you want to create opportunity where everyone can benefit, and I hold like some NFTs that are throwing events that it's like, well, I'm not going to spend $500 on a flight to go there or even more,
Right.
so VR is the solution.
Hell yeah, man. I definitely would love to meet filmmakers and directors uh through my VR glasses. Why wouldn't
So I
everybody
I
else?
know you guys are virtual film fest, and and you mentioned buying property, but what's your guys' goal with that?
Oh man. Well, when you say property, it's like, well, in the Facebook Horizons world, we have our very own venue, and soon we're going to start um having events where or and concerts and inviting stand-up comedians for to come do their act. We just opened up in May our first spot. The second spot's coming to alt space. um so it's early, but things are about to kick off here soon. um and that's what basically we just want to have so many different spots where artists can come and showcase their material, have performances, have concerts, and connect with their audience and their community through virtual reality.
Yeah,
um
that makes perfect sense. I mean, like if you're a small artist, the overhead of performing in a virtual space is minimal. So if like three people show up to your show, then
yeah.
that's fine. And if you're a massive artist, there's no cap on how many seats you can have. So you could have a billion people show up to your show. So and everything in between. So I think it's pretty awesome.
So Hot 97, they recently did, so they do summer jam like in real life every year in May. At the end of May they do summer jam. So this last May they broadcasted their summer jam event in VR over in on Facebook Horizon Worlds, and it was such a huge turnout. I'm talking about thousands of people with Oculuses showed up. There was a line outside of the VR event. I think it was it opened up at 8:30, so there was a line outside of the VR venue. It was so dope to see. Um, and I think Post Malone, he has his concert next week. Um, in Facebook Horizon World. So artists are they're starting to pick up on it. Future, he just had a huge concert on the Oculus in Facebook Horizon Worlds. So it's starting to pick up. It's a cool experience, and I'm just glad that we're like on the building floor of this. I saw an opportunity and I jumped on it. So
Yeah, I love
yeah.
that. I mean, that what a great sign of how much demand there is for it. It's I honestly hilarious. Like, can you imagine someone dropping into VR just so they could stand in line? But
Right.
it's like this is why I got my Oculus headset.
It
But
was so
that is
funny to see.
yeah.
It was so funny to see, but it was so cool though. Like when the concert actually started and we all walked in, and it gives a totally different experience as a part and like just going to the like a IRL concert. You get that feeling, but then again, it's another feeling that I can't hardly explain yet. You just have to experience it, but it's super cool to experience. So yeah. All right, so it is 8:55. had
So
an
my
awesome.
goal is to be like the Asian Oprah. So I'm into digital
Who's
media.
that?
I do Web 2 and Web 3. That's my goal. And also give
Oh,
back at the same time. Just don't forget about me. Don't skip me.
no, we ain't gonna skip you. I thought you said Michael. That's why I was like, "Who's Michael?" But you said my goal.
My goal. That's my goal. So I do a lot of media partnerships. So, but I help a lot of like actually my goal is to figure out why people age and live longer to 150 years. That's my ultimate goal. I'm gonna stand right next to Ray Kurzweil. So, but for now, we're gonna take as much as we can. I've been working with a lot of longevity researchers and figuring they're consulting with them about their DAO. And one of the reasons I got into this, I just saw this as the future. Like when I got into social media back in 2006, it was like people thought it was kind of weird that people would like take pictures of their food and talk about their stuff in 2007. But now I see that by the end of this year, by next year, I predict that there's going to be a very normal thing, especially now with Meta being involved, and you're going to see people wanting more because we can't go back to what it was like in 2019 before the lockdown. We're going to go forward, and we're so inspired, and it gave so many people so much opportunity. And then people who've been in the business for a long time, I think that they're going to adapt this a lot quicker also, because if you look at how Web 2 became about, and I mean, people can't believe how fast social media is, right? People didn't think social media was going to be as powerful as anything. But look at it today. So I think Web 3, with that in mind, with a lot of different people from all over the world globally, as a collective, we can do anything together. So, and I look forward to watching you guys grow. And anytime you need anything in media wise, let me know. And I'll send you your blog. I'll send you your article once I finish writing it.
Appreciate that. And I want to learn how to live to 150. So if you help me with that, that'd be nice too.
Yeah, thank you so much, Tonya.
Awesome. We definitely appreciate you guys coming out. What I like to do at this time, I like to present our guest with the Starseed Film and Music Hall of Fame golden ticket. So I'll get that to you guys after this is over with in a post. But we definitely appreciate you guys coming through and talking with us and chatting a bunch. This like I said, you guys, the potential for you guys there's no limit for you guys. You have a great idea of what you're doing, and I see you guys becoming super successful really soon. So keep doing what you guys are doing, and yeah.
Appreciate that.
Anytime you guys need to come back and talk about any new projects, just hit us up, and we'll definitely open up to the floor for you guys.
Yeah, man, we'll be back. This is a super fun space. So appreciate you having us on.
No doubt. No doubt.
And so before we go, we should can you tell our listeners how to get a hold of you and do like a quick roundup on your mint and any deadlines that we should know about?
Yeah, our Kino Pass dropped today. You can head over to our Twitter and find the link to the mint. It comes with numerous utilities, but importantly, it comes with two primary Kino Dao NFTs, which will be launched later this year. And it's the best way to become part of the inner circle of our community and start to see the films that you want to get made. You can start to vote and be a part of it.
And don't forget, everybody, go to beam.xyz. So check out She Crypto's free preview. It's Legal Threat. It's really good, actually. I'm gonna go watch it myself.
I think it's the actual movie. I think she's filming the actual movie too.
Yeah, I'm sorry. That's the actual. Actually, I pinned it to the link. I just click that, and then you can download the app too. So I have it on my phone, but I'm gonna put it on my big TV. So, but again, thank you guys, and I look forward to our collaboration. And please come back anytime you guys want, and so we can continue our conversation and share more about everything you guys are doing.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, everybody.
Have a good one.